fist. Pastor, have you seen this? We call it fist. I don't know why we call it fist, but we do. And my name's Alex, and this is a rendition where we take content you send us, and a pastor comments on it. You get our opinion, our cold take on any content that you send us. And you can send us content at social@ac3.org, and we will comment on that stuff, whatever it might be, Caleb. So let's see what this is.
There is a crazy scientific development happening right
now
in the world of Christianity, and you have to see this.
Dude, her eyes
this
are big.
as the Shroud of Turin, which is an incredibly famous relic or artifact in church history as potentially the burial cloth in which Jesus Christ was actually wrapped after his crucifixion and death. And new scientific analysis actually has proven that this piece of cloth was first made around 2,000 years ago exactly, coinciding with the time that Jesus was said to have been alive, crucified, buried, and risen from the dead. Skeptics have said for a very long time that there's no way this could be real for a lot of reasons, but namely, in 1988, scientists took a tiny piece of this cloth and put it through carbon dating, and they discovered that the artifact was dated somewhere between the year 1260 and 1390 AD, so certainly not ancient and definitely not dated to the time of Jesus Christ. But nobody could figure out certain aspects of the Shroud of Turin that have baffled scientists for decades. There is no pigment or dye anywhere on this piece of cloth. The image itself seems to be a discoloration of the fibers of the cloth, and the image appears way more clearly as a photographic negative when you reverse the image rather than if you just look at it as it sits. Then historians started analyzing the makeup of the image itself and found traces of the crown of thorns, the scourging, a piercing in this person's side, both hands being pierced, and nails, a single nail pierced through both feet. Wild. Like, chills. Then later on, scientists analyzed the nanoparticles of the cloth itself and revealed extremely high levels of creatinine and ferritin, which are compounds found in patients who suffer extreme trauma like torture, meaning this image was probably...
That's wild. That's wild.
Projected somehow by an individual who was a victim of a real crucifixion. And now new X-ray analysis that is highly more accurate than the carbon dating done in the 1980s has shown that this piece of cloth is 2,000 years old. I get really frustrated and frankly quickly dystopian about the problem side effects with artificial intelligence, but somebody decided to use AI to change this image into the face of what this person actually looked like. And if this doesn't give me chills...
Wow. That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
I don't know what could. God is so good.
She's stoked, and I am too. That is awesome. Totally. Technology is moving forward over and over again. We're constantly seeing new evidence. And here's the thing. No one doubts, any scholarly person doesn't doubt that Jesus was a person who existed and was crucified. Now, the thing that people struggle with was, did he raise from the dead? And this cloth is a lot of evidence for that, because Jesus wasn't there, but yet his imprint is on the blanket. And I like how she mentioned the other thing is the hoax, right? The idea is that Christianity was a hoax and the disciples came and they stole the body and they ran with it, which there's a lot of issues with that. First of all, I don't know why you die brutal deaths for, anyway. But she mentioned that chemical compound that was released into the fibers of that cloth as evidence of a trauma survivor, or someone who had a traumatic experience, and obviously someone who had been crucified has been through that trauma. So that's just really cool. Science is cool. I really enjoy when we get newer discoveries, and yeah. So that's pretty neat. I really like that video. So send me more of those so I can get enlightened on the science. Thank you so much.